Yo, we are back, and today we're going to be breaking down a ton of information we got from 2K25 Community Day. I want to start this video by saying I was not there, but shout out to all the content creators that posted their videos, gave us a ton of information, tweeted about their experience, and really gave us all we needed to know at this point about 2K25. In this video, I'm mainly going to focus on the builder, the builds, what they said was going to be good. There's a ton of other information besides that, but this is honestly the information I think is most important and what you should be aware of when you're making your builds on day one of 2K25. I'm going to start with the screenshot right here, this tweet from Juice Man. And he said, the lockdowns on 2K25 can be OP, and as far as the 6'6 guards go, they are done for. He went on to say in a reply that the 6'6s aren't horrible, but they're not as good as a lot of the other guard builds. And I posted a video a couple weeks ago about how I was going to start out the game on a 6'6 guard build. But I've changed my mind since then. We got a ton more information on why that's not a good idea, and tweets from creators saying what you really should be starting on as a guard, as well as what you should be starting on at lock and big man. Let's get into some of those. Starting out with my boy Grinding here. And he said, I just made the most souped 6'4 build of all time. I saw a ton of creators, not just him, saying guards 6'4 and under are definitely going to be the wave next year. And if you know me or watch my videos, you know I make a 6'4 build every single year. They're a ton of fun and always pretty dominant, and honestly I trust Grinding on this, especially because of this screenshot we got a couple weeks ago. These are the stats of a 6'2 guard in 2K25 released by 2K themselves. As you can see, a ton of stats in the 90s. They've said it multiple times. There's a bunch of tweets about developers saying how there's more stats on smaller guards this year. And the more I see about it, the more it's pushing me to think that those are going to be better than any taller 6'6 guard. You can also see this tweet from EJ. And I could sit and show you 10 more tweets just like this from people that were at Community Day. Trust me, everybody that was there, able to play the game, testing stuff out, says that those smaller guards are way better stat-wise than the big guards. You do got to remember, a lot of it comes down to animations though, and that is something we don't know much about. So if the animations on small guards suck, then it'll still be coming back to big guards at the end of the day. But stat-wise and strictly stat-wise, they're looking much better than any of the other guard builds. Got another tweet from Grinding here, shout out him. He posted a lot of really good content. And his tweet is basically saying he came up with some really good lockdown builds. And I saw similar tweets like this from a lot of different creators. And these people know what they're talking about. They're very good at the game. This is literally their job. And they are telling you that lockdowns are going to be very good next year. I saw some tweets talking about shorter lockdowns coming back. I don't know if you guys mess with that in 2K20, those 6'5 lockdowns. But anything 6'5 to 6'7 is looking really good on defense. We don't have a ton of information stat-wise, but trust me, from what I'm hearing, if you are a lockdown, you're going to be very happy next year. One more thing to note on lockdowns, this tweet here from Zach Timmerman, who works for 2K if you didn't know. He's saying strength is really important as a dribbler if you want to win body-up interactions with the defender. They talked about this a ton coming into 2K24, and now it's back coming into 2K25. So this also kind of goes to prove that if you have higher strength on your lockdown, you're going to be able to stop dribblers more often, win those body-up interactions, make them pick up the ball. I'm expecting this to be pretty similar with how it was in 2K24. I'm not sure how many of you made lockdowns with high strength, but I did, and it definitely made a difference when you're bodying up people you're guarding. And if you do decide to make a lockdown, I'm not sure how good legendary badges will be, but we do have this tweet from Wolf, who's a 2K developer, and he's talking about 99 steel to get legendary glove, which we honestly don't know right now if it's worth it. I'd wait for a 2K Labs video before I put a bunch of money into a 99 steel build. But that is something to note and keep your eye on if you're looking to make a lockdown next year. But just with the information on guards and lockdowns that we have, this is feeling a lot to me like 2K21 current gen type vibes. Those comp stage lineups with a small guard, a 6'5 to a 6'7 lockdown. It really feels like they want to give us more variety in the build heights and builds people are using next year. So I really hope that's the case. As far as big men, power forward, and centers, we do have this tweet here from Lily. I'm pretty sure she makes a power forward center build every year, and she's saying 6'9 bigs are back, which again goes to prove my point. 2K21 current gen, those 6'8, 6'9 bigs, everybody was running that in stage. It really might be looking like we're going away from the tall guard ISO stuff, going back to the small guard, pick and roll, 21 stage type vibes. And to be fair, I don't know if she's talking about like Rec 5's 6'9 bigs are back, or if she's just talking about Park, but 6'9 centers in Park at least have been kind of the wave. 6'8s were pretty good this year too. So I wouldn't say they're making a comeback as much as I would say that they're just still really good. But we will be able to see all of this in action. The embargo for all the people that were at Community Day lifts next week. I'll throw those dates up on the screen now. This is basically when they can release all the video footage they took from Community Day. And if you didn't know, there was a big 3v3 tournament where they were using the players they created and NBA players that were in the game and competing against each other for logos and VC and stuff like that. So that's when we'll be able to find out who made the best builds, what builds were the best, what works, what doesn't. But right now I'm just going based off what we have heard, and it's looking pretty promising. The one thing I'm waiting on is the city news for next week, but we did end up getting some screenshots of parks. These aren't going to be like the parks in the city that you're playing your My Player on unless you're doing those offline My Career challenges. But these two screenshots here are really our first kind of look at any park you can play on with your My Career player. I mean, these courts look all right. Nothing I'm too excited for because I don't really play those offline game modes unless it's to grind badges or grind my player. But with them bringing Rivet City back from 2K16 for my team next year, I'm really hopeful that we get some cool parks in My Career as well. Anyways, there's a lot more information I could get into about this, but I wanted to stick mostly to the builder and builds and what people should be making on the day one of 2K25. Again, shout out all the creators I got this content from. 2K Community Day really did give us a ton of information. With that being said, I'm going to continue to cover all the information that we're getting as it comes out. So drop a like, drop a sub, turn those notifications on your way out, and I will catch you in the next one.